Welcome to Better Than Yesterday. I am Adam Churchman. I'm here with my buddy Oliver Saunders,
Hey, guys.
and we are really, really excited for it today. Today we're going to get a chance to talk to an amazing young family with the youngest CEO that I've ever spoken with. So we want to just welcome Terry, Farrah, and Kingston to the show.
Yeah, thank you for coming, guys. Thank you for being on.
Thank you guys so much for being here. How are you guys doing today?
Say hi.
Hi.
What up, Kingston?
So I'm trying not to be too much of a big fangirl at the moment, but you guys' life has blown up a lot lately with notoriety. My wife saw you guys and saw that surprise video a few months back now, and instantly fell in love with you guys as a family. Obviously, Kingston. You're a dynamic, charismatic young man, and she started looking into you guys and your story and what you guys are all about. We purchased 3 different king stands from you guys, and we are just really impressed with all the cool things you're doing. So I appreciate that you were all willing to come on the show with us today.
Yes. And
Thanks for asking us.
Yeah.
of course.
for
And
having
Kingston,
us.
you have a super cool name, young man.
100%. So I want to... Oh, go ahead.
But it's actually Kingston, but people will call me Kingston, so I like it.
Okay.
Cool.
So I just,
Do you have any nicknames?
surprise kid.
Surprise kid.
That's a good
good one.
That's a good one.
So I'm curious to know how this all came about for you guys, because a family going through their normal daily life doesn't usually become these big, well-known, Instagram reels and memes all over the place. And walk us through, like, how did you guys start this process of sharing your lives online?
Go ahead. The woman behind the camera.
So we were living just an ordinary life, going to our day-to-day jobs. Terry he's a local realtor, so he's always looking at properties. So he came across this amazing piece of property. He always wanted more acreage, a lot of acreage. So...
And that's when we found 80 acres.
Wow.
Yes, so
That's impressive.
80 acres, but with it came a handful of challenges. So fast forward a little bit, we moved onto the property. We hadn't been in the main house. The mobile that came with the property was unlivable, and the only thing we had was a cabin that was built in 1926 by the Boy Scouts. So our house that we had listed sold pretty much overnight, and we had to be out and move. So we basically semi-moved into the cabin, and then semi-lived in our van because Terry built it out prior for travel. So we were halfway living in the van, halfway living in the cabin, and remodeling the mobile. We were going to turn it into an Airbnb. We did just that, but from day one of moving on the property, I just started journaling vlogging our experience. So
It's crazy
it
how
was
things-
just the homesteading, the remodeling, the family life, the raising the child, and the struggles. A lot of struggles.
Can I get out of the picture?
Yes, go.
Yeah, do your thing, little man.
It's-
You get in your toy.
So everything we were doing every day was just going to work and then coming home and then working on the projects, the remodeling, the building, and there was Kingston right underneath us.
And so was it a natural fit for him to just did it just happen sort of organically that he shows so much interest in sort of becoming this handyman as well?
Yeah, he's basically since day one, he just kind of follows me around doing various projects and just watches and learns. And then my dad would always give him little projects to do or make little wooden things for him to play with. So fast forward to being here on the property, we were down building a portable bathroom that the youth could use when they were out on the property doing work, trail building and whatnot. And Kingston happened to be using one of my old framing hammers and grabbing some screws, and then he was just he was pounding them into a little piece of scrap 2x4, and that was actually the first video that went viral and had over 1 million views.
Wow.
And you know, he you know, asked him what he was doing, and he said he was building a phone holder. And it was just this little block of 2x4 with 4 screws at the bottom for legs, and yeah, and that's kind of where it all started. And so
It was meant to hold 10 phones.
yeah, it was
10.
just 10 phones.
That's a very important person walking around with 10 phones. That's serious. You're a very smart kid. So did you guys? I mean, it's crazy how one thing could lead to another, and it could just take off. Are you guys super happy with everything? How are you dealing with all the new attention that you're getting and everything like that? I mean, there's got to be pros and cons to both, or it's new. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's definitely been a surprise.
No pun intended.
Right, surprise kid. It makes sense.
Yeah, when that first video went viral of him building the phones, and everyone hopped out, I want to buy a phone holder. I want to buy a phone holder. So we kind of sat down. Hey, buddy, you want to build some phone holders and sell them to people? And he said, yeah. So we kind of drew up a new prototype and started there. And then next thing you know, it was just kind of got more and more refined with the design of the King stand. And then yeah, it was pretty soon we had, you know, couple hundred orders that we had to fill right off the bat.
Wow.
And
That's amazing.
so yeah, it was we were scrambling to come up with like the business name, a logo, set up the Shopify account, and just all these things just all at once, and then you know, purchase a cheap laser engraver off of Amazon so we could engrave his new logo. And yeah, it just happened in the span of like a week and a half, and we were shipping phone holders.
Wow.
So people want a phone holder, but we're like, we can't send this out until it's legit.
Right.
So we wanted our logo on there. We wanted a website set up. We wanted it laser engraved. So yeah, then it was the waiting until it got here, and then there was the troubleshooting process.
Good for
Yeah.
Cool.
So, but we couldn't put the logo on there until we had a name, and we didn't have a name. And so once we had the name, well, now we gotta need a logo. So yeah, it literally happened. I think we shipped our first phone holder off in like a week.
Wow.
I love that you guys capitalized and took the opportunity and ran with it. And I mean, more money for little man, put that in an account for him when he's older, and he's already off to the races. He's already, you know what I mean? He's doing great. And he's putting in the work.
Yeah,
it's a
when
beautiful thing.
Yeah, when he's ready to take over the business, it should be well established, and he's off.
It'll be like the next
Like you
AT&T.
Yeah. So you guys,
Discovering the name, like, well, we need a name, but it's going to be his business, something when he graduates high school, he can transition into already having a career and an income, and then you don't have to worry about like your kids going and trying to figure things out.
that's amazing.
Sorry if
Good for you guys.
they're all over me. They're my pets.
So you guys,
I
you
have 6 pets.
you have 6?
Yeah, 6.
Let's hear about it.
They're 3D.
Okay.
Printed.
Oh,
I like it.
cool.
I like it.
They're crawling all over me.
You guys are very transparent with, with sharing parts of your life, and I know you shared some of the struggles you were having with the property and the difficult times. Can you walk us through a little bit about how you've managed some of that and how this has sort of been, I'm imagining, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but a real blessing at a time when you guys were, working through a lot, and this is sort of seems like it's come at like a God-ordained moment.
Definitely. So when we first bought the property, we knew, the financial burden that we were taking on, but it was a risk that we were willing to take because we really envisioned this property being, turning into an awesome thing for youth to be able to learn and just get outside and work with their hands and do anything and everything that you could think of outdoor activity-wise out in nature. And so, we were willing to take that leap of faith and buy the property, knowing that we were going to have to come up with other ways to, eventually pay for it, because we had a cushion for a while, but then some unexpected things happened, and you lose, roughly half of your income in a time when our country is going through, some of the worst inflation in our history.
Right.
Yeah.
It was just a perfect storm for us to just get behind,
Right.
and financially, and so that added a whole new dynamic to just the general struggles of that comes with that kind of homesteading lifestyle and being out here on a piece of property like this. So it's another burden that it's just a struggle.
Right.
And so having this just all of a sudden blow up is just a huge blessing.
Yeah, you know what?
And it came at a time that
The 11th hour.
Yeah, that's amazing.
You know what? We are
time
firm.
that you could only attribute to God's plan.
I was literally about to say that we are very firm believers that if you're doing the right thing, you're a positive person, you're putting out good energy into the world, that you will be rewarded with good energy and good things. And so I'm very happy that happened for you guys. But obviously, it seems like you guys deserve it. So
Where?
Yeah, and that was one of those struggles, I guess, that we were battling with I guess with the struggles that we were facing on this property is it could go both ways. Are these signs that we are in the right place and we're doing the right thing, and this is an attack of the enemy, or are these struggles because God's saying, this isn't where I want you to be, and I want you to move on from it. So
Right.
trying to find that, what the struggles that we're facing could mean either or.
Right.
And so trying to pray that in and really,
Like, give us a sign.
Right.
Something.
yeah, right, a big red sign or a big green one or something. Yeah, let us know.
Fighting, and this is like right before the breakthrough, or should we throw in the towel and say, no, this is the clear sign because we're done.
Yeah,
We're done.
and we were definitely at that point where we were ready to either or.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're building this youth camp. Where have you guys always loved working with young people? Where does the love of, investing your time in the next generation come from for you guys?
So for me, from 2009 to 2022, I coached track at one of our local high schools. And so just pouring into young people and watching them develop and achieve things that their minds didn't even think were possible. That was kind of where my foundation of working with the younger generation came from. And then for Farrah, she can speak more into it, but she worked at an at-risk youth mentorship program for 5 years. And then it was about the last 6 months or so after we bought this property when she no longer worked there. And so she was already pouring into the, some of the at-risk youth in our community. So that's kind of the foundation that led us to wanting to pour into youth and get them, kind of on a path. And even if it's just, that one little spark that a young person needs to, be here on the property, or just leaning into, the older generation's knowledge that would spark something in them to, I want to do that, or I want to be this, or, I want to, follow Christ because, I see what it's doing in other people's lives.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
You guys
So
mentioned.
before-
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No. Yeah. Keep going. Sorry, that sometimes I'm struggling with the connection, but go ahead. It's all. Platform is yours.
Before I worked for the at-risk youth mentorship program, I worked at the local homeless shelter for, I think it was like 4 years. I did that. So I was working with youth there, and then with middle school, high schoolers through the youth mentorship program, and then always like every
I'm gonna eat something healthy.
so just doing camps. I was always at camp. We were always looking for a place to do winter camp, summer camp, do activities, take kids on field trips and things like that. So that was another mindset of like this could be a local place where people could bring their kids, like churches, schools, local youth organizations could utilize this beautiful piece of property
Wow.
locally, because we do not have one here in Josephine County.
Wow, that's
Wow.
awesome.
Yeah, that is very awesome.
Yeah, I love that when we were speaking earlier through email, we asked, what's like a better than yesterday moment. You guys said you said two things. One was every day since you've moved to the property has been a better than yesterday moment, and then you mentioned as well adoption day was a really big day. Can you share a little bit of insights to what this property has meant to the family? And are you guys up and running as a youth camp yet, or is that still a work in progress?
I'll start maybe. So the better than yesterday. From the moment we stepped foot on this property, here, dump these out. Sorry, he's got this little package that's making a lot of noise.
It's okay. We know how it goes. You're
Yeah.
good. You're good. Do your thing,
We
bro.
got kids on our side. We're struggling over here. Just kidding. So the second we've been here, it's been a just complete remodel, survival. When we lived in the cabin, we had a TV and our couch in there, but then when night would come, we would sleep in our van. And we showered outside, we washed dishes outside, what else? We did everything outside because we literally had nowhere to do those things. The cabin had no running water. And so not only were we in like survival homesteading mode, but we were also remodeling. So every day we would be tearing something down, building something, and it wasn't things like we'd always done. So we just kind of took it day by day, and then the emotional, mental, physical, relational, everything, even just being parents and everything, we were stretched in every single area of our entire existence, and we were both at our bottom constantly. And so when we needed support, we would turn to each other, who, like we're each other's first support, like main support. And it's hard to turn to that person to receive support when that person is at the bottom with you, like in that sinking ship as well.
Yeah.
So it was hard to not only like find help in all those areas, but then also be unable to give it.
Right.
So when this all happened, it was literally like a week before we both said, okay, this is it. Let's just get this place ready to sell, because we had said there was no other way. And it seemed like, at that 11th hour, that's when that video hit.
Everything
Yeah.
happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, the funny
Absolutely.
thing about that is TikTok, like we had been on TikTok for a while, and that video had gone viral a long time ago. It was like 6 months prior. And I started catching up and being able to post on Instagram. So when I started doing that, I'm like, man, I got to hit that 10,000 follower mark. But I already had like 100,000 followers on TikTok. And I'm like, so I was just posting all this like random smaller stuff. And so I came
And
across
we
that.
made a video today that was about me sun grazing.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
these clothes.
In those clothes,
see
there
that.
you go.
So I just put that surprises one out there because I was just going through my archives, and I'm like, oh, I never did this one. I'll just kind of throw this one out there. And that was the one
That
that,
was the one that blew up.
overnight.
That everyone, I don't even know who the first user was that basically stole the video. They
Right.
just did a screen recorder or whatever on it, and then turned it into a meme, and then it just blew up there. And then pretty soon everybody's using it, and it just
Yeah.
So back to every day is
It's social
better
media.
The orders kind of slowed down over time.
Yeah.
So yeah, back to the
Now we
every
get,
day is
like,
better than
no
the
orders.
every day's better than before was just because when we got on the property, it was we were starting from scratch.
Right.
With everything that we wanted to do with the property, we were at the bottom. But knowing that it was only going to get better from there, but also just being on the property when you're on this property and you're standing looking down at the river, you're down at the creek, or you're looking at the meadow, it's a awe moment.
I
You're just in
believe
awe,
that.
like this is our property. This is just amazing, and we get to wake up every day and be here.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're not, we're not stuck, in town, or not that there's anything,
In a box.
not that there's
Right.
anything wrong with that. It just didn't fit us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Right.
for you guys.
And so our lifestyle and the way we want to live is just out, in the outskirts, and have a piece of property where, we look out and we don't see anything but trees and the meadow and the river and these things. We don't
No, not right now.
we don't see any neighbors.
That's peaceful.
And if somebody comes down our driveway to our house, they were either invited or they're very lost.
I love that, man. I
So-
love that.
Better than yesterday was the realizing, like, even though we still felt like we were at the bottom, looking at, well, what was yesterday like?
Right.
And accomplished something. We had completed something. We had built something. We had put flooring in. We had put drywall up. We had created a showering space. So it was always but look at what we've accomplished.
Yeah.
And then back to the second part of your question about if the youth camp is up and operational, not officially. We do have the nonprofit started, but we haven't officially, I guess, made that public and really put it out there and sought funding for that specifically.
And we did that right before this went viral.
Yeah, we did it right before that.
When we were losing our home, we said, that's it. We're starting a nonprofit. We're going to get it legit, and we're going to move forward with it.
But since day one, or that first summer that we were on the property, we did have youth on the property doing projects, mostly building trails, and then splitting firewood. So there's an organization in town that is called Project Youth Plus, and so they have a summer work program where they employ, and it's all grant funded, but they employ kids that are still in high school or just out of high school, and 5 days a week they do various projects from I think they have our property and another privately owned large piece of property that they do work on, but then they also do work for local places. Like they did the Veterans Memorial down in here in town. They repainted the bathrooms and structures and whatnot. So they do various projects in the community, and they get paid, and they learn skills. They learn how to get out and work with their hands and do things.
I love that.
That's awesome. What would you guys say to somebody who feels like they have a big dream or something's been placed on their heart, but it's big and it's scary and there's a lot of risk in it? What kind of advice would you give people who aren't sure whether to take that step or not?
Couple things. I guess I would say one, pray and trust in the Lord that He's going to guide you to the right steps. And I don't know who the quote is from, but somebody quoted it. Somebody created it. The only how does it go? The only risks you regret are the ones you didn't take, or whatever.
Absolutely. I
yeah.
completely agree. Life is about
Right,
calculated risk.
Yeah, so when we were in the process of buying this property, or what that final step that we took to make the decision to buy this property was, are we going to look back one day and regret not taking the risk and jumping in and deciding, no, this is where we're going, or or take the risk and then accept if it fails.
Right.
Mhm.
And
And I would rather take the risk and take that leap of faith
yeah.
and
Amen.
not work out than look back and go, man, we should have done that when we had the opportunity.
I
When a
agree.
lot of people feel like they're obligated to live in the reality that they're in, and they don't realize that they could change their reality. They could change their everyday patterns or circumstances. You can't, what is the saying? You can't keep doing the same thing and expect
A different
change.
result.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's insanity.
Insanity, yeah.
Yep.
So realize that your reality can change. Where you wake up and you walk out your front door, it could look different than what it does now, but it's not going to if you're not going to take the steps to, change.
That's amazing. That's great advice. And I fully agree. I think I was talking with my wife about that but just the other day of like, we were provided with an opportunity, and it's like, we could do it. There's a bit of a risk involved, but like, I don't want to be the people who are like 5-10 years down the road. I wish I would have done that.
Yep.
And now, the moment has passed or whatever. Kingston, what's your biggest dream for all of the Kingston's workshop? And what do you hope people get out of all this great work that you're doing?
Well, just to be happy, just joyful.
It's beautiful, man. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Sometimes we make life a little bit more complicated than it could be.
For other people.
Yeah.
I love that. That's beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, that's amazing. Before we go, I want to give you guys just an opportunity. We always do this with our guests to speak to our audience and leave them with a piece of advice or something that will help make, this is all about everyone becoming better than we were yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so can you leave our audience with one thing that you think, if applied, will make all of our lives better than yesterday?
There's just so many things. Narrow it down. I think what we've had to do is just trust in the Lord. We've had to trust and know that He is for us and not against us. And this could be what we think is the best option for us. What are you doing? We could think like this is what's best and this is our dream, but He could have something so much better for us.
Yeah.
He could have something on the other side where we think we're losing it all, but actually we're gaining everything. So to just trust in the process and know that, whatever step you take, as long as you're seeking Him in all things, it will be provided unto you.
That's amazing.
I don't know if that really answered your question.
No, that was
it does.
no.
It
To
is.
be honest, that was perfect. That question is really meant for you guys to come up with however you're feeling. There's no wrong answer, and to be honest, I think that answer was phenomenal.
It was,
to be real.
because it is about trusting and letting go, and at the same time doing the work. But I think that's a phenomenal answer, and I appreciate that for
Yes.
sure. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of what I know is a very busy life that you guys have right now.
Yes, yes.
We really appreciate you. Can you just give our audience, if people want to follow you, want to support you guys, how can they find you online?
Well, we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook. We did have a website. That's one thing we didn't talk about is we have an Airbnb. That was what we set out to establish, like to pay our mortgage when we first bought the property, until the youth camp was built. But with the recent fame this kid has brought to us, we thought it was in our best interest, in his best interest, to shut that down.
Yeah.
Just having random strangers book your place on your private property was not the safest.
No. Good idea.
option anymore. So not only were we in like full foreclosure, we had to shut that down as well, which we were like, really? This was a blessing for us. This was
It's another one of those trusting and letting go at
Yeah.
the same
Yeah.
time.
Had to pivot.
and knowing the priority was his safety. It wasn't money. It wasn't income. So
I don't care about money.
Yeah.
That's why you're gonna make a lot of it. Just do what you love, and you're gonna be great, little man.
Airbnb hosts, and we loved our guests, and we loved, our rating was, almost 5-star rating, and we had a couple hundred reviews. But
So anyway,
what was the
website.
question? Oh,
It
the
was
website.
How to contact us or find us.
Yeah, so TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, it's all 3 Rogue Ridge. And then Kingston's Workshop, we've got, I don't
Yeah, if
really.
you were to just do a Google search for Kingston's Workshop, Shopify, it'll
Shopify is more of, just our store,
the store.
but
Yep.
you can email me through there.
And then we started the nonprofit, and it's called Ridge, and Ridge is associated with Rogue Ridge because that's what we named the property when we first bought it. But then we wanted to, when we started the
Rogue Ridge.
nonprofit, we wanted to also name it Ridge, but have it be an acronym that stood for something, and it stands for Reaching Individuals, Developing.
Reaching individuals to develop growth and
Education.
Wow.
Or
I
Sometimes-
love that. I love that.
Yeah,
I think it's experience or education.
growth and experience. Anyway, that's So we
That's
haven't
awesome.
launched a website as Ridge and what the nonprofit is and what it does and what Ridge stands for. We haven't launched that yet. Just the nonprofit is established, and so we're ready to take the next steps in that direction. But as far as the other stuff, Facebook, Rogue Ridge, Kingston's Workshop.
That's awesome. And I'm sure as people tune in and follow, they'll find out all about that when that does go out. So thank you guys so much for taking time. Kingston, thanks for sitting with us and
Thank you
chatting
very
today.
much, guys. Appreciate you.
You're welcome.
You say thank
We
you?
have a question for you guys.
Okay.
Yes.
What can we pray for you guys for?
Wow. That nobody's asked us that before. That's
Just-
awesome.
I would say for me, just continue his good health for my family and my kids. That's my number.
Good health.
Yes, good health. Yeah, just everybody be happy and healthy.
I think for me, if you could pray that as we are growing and pushing ourselves to be better, we also allow for grace to make mistakes and to grow and to be kind to yourself.
I love it.
Okay, it is done.
Yeah.
There we
Awesome.
go. You guys are amazing. It was very nice to
Thank
chat with you
you.
guys, and thank you for taking time out of your busy day.
Yeah. Thank you
Yes.
guys very much.
Thank you guys so much.
All
for
right,
having
guys.
us.
Well, thank you so
Anytime.
much.
Bye,
Take
King.
care.
Bye, Kingston.
Better than yesterday. I hope you guys loved this episode. Please make sure you're YouTube, subscribe, follow along, and show Kingston and the family some love.
Yep, better than yesterday.